Hey, welcome back to another episode of Addicted to the Q. It is 2026. Happy New Year's to all of you guys. I mean, we're obviously a week or so into it because we wanted vacation. Today with me, let's just get this out of the way. We are starting a new route with Addicted to the Q. We're going to go more on roundtable talks, less guests. We're going to talk about everything barbecue. Yes, sir.
I'm just messing with
you. We're going to talk about everything barbecue. We're going to talk about, everything life events, what's going on, what's happening, what vacations you took, where you're going, who your mistress is, whatever it is, whatever appeals to us, we're just going to BS and have fun. So we hope you guys stay with us. And right now, I'd like to welcome me to my mistress, Brad Vollmer, Mr. Michael Goff, our big-time sponsor, King Louie's Meat Apostle, the Bum, the second-string QB, Kevin Hesse, and myself. You know me, Sofa King, Brian. On to the show.
Get it on.
All right. So, let's just get this going, guys. The biggest thing right now that we need to discuss, and I want to know more of, is the BBQ World Cup. A $1 million payout in Vegas.
Dun, 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 dun.
So how much was that? What is that? Is that seven figures?
Seven figures.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Yes,
yep,
7.
That's right. I had to use both hands on that one.
I had to take my shoes off to count that high.
Yeah. Now, so is that in 2027? And this year they're doing all qualifiers?
I can't remember. I believe so, but I can't remember when they first announced it. I just know, as we were chatting earlier, wherever the big event is going to be held in Vegas somewhere.
Does anyone know who's putting it on so we can get their digits, give them a call, and try to get them on and find out more?
All I know for sure is Christy Vanover is she's kind of seems like the spokesperson for it or whatever. Yeah, and she's been on here before. I've actually done some stuff with her. She's great. So we reach out to her and see if we get her on at some point or what have you.
She's in Vegas or Nevada, isn't she?
She's in Vegas. Yeah, she's in Vegas. Yeah, she's
Luton Booty. He's down in Arizona or Nevada, one of the two.
He's in Arizona, but I think he's helping promote it as well. Yeah. I saw him promote something, but I think Christy's probably the best one to start with on there. Yeah, I'm just looking at their Facebook page and.
I'm actually looking at their website.
Yeah, it's looks like the Champions Barbecue Alliance out of Texas, which is a sanctioning body, is going to be part of it somehow.
I think that Red, White, and Q May 30th should be a part of it.
Yeah,
okay.
I don't think there's. I have a feeling. If they choose any of them, it's not going to be that one. I don't need 200 teams to fit in English Landing Park, and that'd be one hell of a fundraiser. I can tell you that. But the city of Parkville, I don't know. I might actually grow hair back if I have that many. Who knows? So
there is a email, the info at BBQ World Cup. We could try emailing that.
Yeah, that's worth a try. I don't know what.
Yeah, I couldn't see a lot online when I started digging and scratching on it. So yeah,
that's kind of the conversation out there. It's kind of like, well, everybody's asking questions. It's kind of vague, which it's building suspense. I don't blame them. They're still trying.
I think
to
that's what they
want.
want.
Yeah, they made the comment they're going to try and have 7 to 8 competitions listed by end of the month or end of the week, and then 30 to 40. By the end of the month, which will comprise whatever. So, because it's if you win a GC or an RGC, you qualify for this.
Now, how's the
Yeah.
RCOA? Is there just GC they qualify for theirs?
Rib cook-off, if there are 35 teams in a rib cook-off and you win it, yeah, it's just the GC, and then the
Okay.
rest is like it's a drawing.
Well, that's
Kinda like
cool
Yeah.
with the top two. That'd be cool.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is what I wanted. $1 million, best case scenario. Say they have 40, that's 80 teams if they're all different.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as they announce these, there's going to be people signing up for just these competitions left and right.
Oh yeah.
Which I mean, should I may, depending on where they are. I guess they're close enough. I mean, if it's something that I can't get to, I'm probably not. But I'm sure there'll be some. I'd be nuts if there aren't anything in the Kansas City, what a greater area, Kansas, Missouri, Nebraska. Well, there's really only one in Nebraska, but yeah.
I think they would announce the Houston Livestock is one, the Memphis is one, KC, the Royal is one. The entries to it.
I don't know if they.
I think they're going to have separate contests for it. I don't think it's going to be just the regular. I think they're going to have specific.
No, they're tagging on to other barbecue competitions. That's my understanding of it.
Yeah, mine too.
They're not going to go out and run an extra contest. I mean, I think they just had their championship.
I'm curious to see where this goes because they're going to have this spread out to get a little bit of distribution and in the right markets, right? So
Yeah.
it's exciting to see, and I'm just anxious to see some of the details.
Yeah.
Man, I'm ready for the nitty gritty, man.
I want to know who's funding it for a $1 million bankroll.
Yeah. Well, and so there's several things with that. Who's funding it, which is just of interest. I mean, probably guy that owns a pest control company in Olathe. I bet he's sponsoring.
Well, that's what I heard about it.
Scout Pest Control. Yeah.
Not at all.
But the other part, okay. Like I said, so you said they have 40 of them, and that's potentially 2 per competition. That could be 80 teams, but no different than any other competition. If you look at GCs and RGCs, there's a very high percentage of the same teams that get multiple GCs and RGCs in regions. So that'll knock it down. But then how are they going to do? Is it going to be top loaded? $1 million? Hey, $1 million, winner take all. Now that would be kind of badass, but that would be really interesting on there. I don't know. Would that make you want to go cook a comp, Michael?
That's a little too controversial, man, because that level, there's got to be bags of cash involved somewhere. Come on, man.
Yeah. Well, man, if I thought it was close, I'd be auditing my boxes. Now, if you're talking, you spread it down, and hey, I get 10th place, I'm still getting, 10 grand. Okay, that's cool. that'd be cool.
With that much on the line, they're going to break bread. This is going to be this has got some legs. This has got some sizzle to this steak. So I'm going to see where this one's going for sure.
Oh yeah.
Well, look at other, I guess, world championships that they have. Like you get Bradley and Brian, you guys took Worlds, KCBS Worlds once before. There's a regular contest. They did rib burns. They pulled in a steak contest, right, in Turkey. So they have other things they do. Rib Cook-Off Association, their Worlds, they have it's like a double rib. They got their wing. They got steak now. Anybody who actually won the competition, the auto qualifier Friday night, there is a one rack rib challenge just for those teams. So which is like, God, I have screwed up so many racks of ribs where I've not been able to pull out. Brian's been with me when I've made McRib. So that's kind of scary. I'm like, okay, I got to cook this one rack perfectly and find 6 bones to put in the box. So I don't know anybody. I'm not familiar with too many other championships. A lot of times they throw other things in there, so it'd be interesting what they might do with that.
Fun. I mean, there's so many side dishes. I mean, there's so much they can just add to it just to make something more.
Yeah. Well, they got this money. It's let's face it. When you see a flyer for a comp and they post, $12,000 payout, $15,000 payout. Well, then you realize, they have kids queue, they have backyard division, they have 2 ancillaries, and the main 4 meet comp is really $8,000. So it's a sales game. That's how they do it. So it'll be interesting what else they have in there. So
$1 million is a lot of game.
It is a lot of game, regardless of how you dish it out.
I mean, even if it comes down to $100,000 for the grand prize winner, the GC, and I mean that's a lot of scrap to have.
Yeah.
I mean that's more than the Royal, isn't it?
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah. The Royal is
both Saturday and Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah. But here's a funny thing of it's like some comps that are top heavy, the top payout. They pay the top 3 really heavy, and then it comes down. Say you get 10th place chicken, you're like, oh, that's awesome, and you get your check and it's $20.
But he got $100,000.
Doesn't even pay for your chicken. We've all been there. I've gotten some of those. Where I'm like, this didn't even pay for my damn chicken, but I got a call. Hey, got my $2 ribbon. That's all I care about. No, well, and the other night, so it's held in Vegas. I don't know. That's where golf's at right now in Vegas. Obviously, this time of the year, weather's nice and everything.
It's not bad out here. It's not bad. Beats a little. It's a little nicer in Missouri when I left, for sure.
Yeah. Well, it depends when it is. Now, I pray they're smart enough that they won't have it in the summertime, because if you've been in Vegas anywhere from May through September, is hot.
Yeah.
I lived there for a very short time, but it's hot. And you're in a park. There ain't no insulated trailer, mini split, regular AC, whatever is going to keep up with that. I can tell you that.
No. We went in the summer one time. That was miserable. I was like, nah, we ain't going back in the summer.
No.
It's brutal. It gets brutal out here, man.
Hell with that.
They say they're going to do it worldwide, so that'll be interesting too, trying to lure and get teams from other countries and stuff. So, KCBS is big around the world. Rib cook-offs those are really the only 2 that I'm aware of that have become worldwide. SCA. But again, it sounds like it's a barbecue, so I don't know. I don't even, to me, does rib cook-off really qualify for that? It's really 2 categories, you know. So it'll be interesting. I don't know. Hopefully we'll hear some stuff in the next month or so.
Well, what's up with turkey smoke? I heard they were they were not going to do as many, or they were backing out, because that would be something they could add into the Barbecue World Cup.
From what I read, it's turkey smoke's done.
Oh, they're done.
Yeah, I read that due to funding. You think of all these larger organizations, they've got you got to measure, sponsoring stuff to promote. The Turkey Federation was trying to promote turkey and stuff.
Yeah,
I think it probably ran its length. They're trying to measure the amount of money that they were putting out there versus what bang for their buck they're getting.
Well, two things here. One, Brad is screwed because that's like the biggest thing he can.
That's the only thing I can cook at a contest is turkey.
And the other thing is Brad's not screwed because he's got a trophy he could sell from turkey smoke now and make some money.
About my luck.
You got 2 good calls on that, didn't you?
Yeah,
I've got a 4th and a 3rd. That's the only thing I can cook at a big contest is turkey.
Dude, still, man, it's great for you. Those large ass contests like that.
Call's a call. I've done a handful of them. I've never gotten a call at them, and I always had fun, I guess, and I know it was a creativity, but I thought it was kind of BS that it wasn't just cooking just the turkey like the regular four meats.
Yeah.
It was people are making sandwiches and stuff, which were
That's
awesome.
what I do.
But
I just cook a sliced turkey breast and turn it in.
yeah. So
So you
yeah,
don't
that
need
was
the
that.
sandwich to win, obviously.
What?
You don't need the sandwich to win.
Well,
obviously.
who knows? First place may have been fancy. I don't know what they cooked. Maybe you didn't.
Third and
Yeah.
slices, I'd take it in a heartbeat, man. Don't worry.
The only thing I did differently this time was I put the butter from the wrap back in with the sauce. The first time I did it, I just had barbecue sauce. This last time I had like a butter barbecue sauce mixture that I put back on it.
Yeah.
What was that you won at the Royal? Some weird thing like the pork and chicken.
The soy.
That was a soy. So that was a soybean association. I think they started getting involved with KCBS a year ago. The way I understand it, soybeans are the primary ingredient in all chicken and pig feed. And so, no different than the Turkey Federation. They're trying to promote soybeans and, primary feed and whatever, natural stuff, I'm sure, whatever. And, and they've had it at other comps. So first time at the Royal. So that's your combined score between everything but brisket, chicken, ribs, and pork, is what that is. So, I don't know. It's random when they have that. I don't know how they determine what.
The first time they had it in Lebanon, Tennessee at the KCBS World Invitational, they had it whenever I.
Oh, they did. Oh, I remember they had it there.
Because Bull in the Ring got a pretty good high call in it, if I remember right.
Sam Dodson did. Yep. Bum Squad member. So, yep. Yeah. And I know they've had it at one or two comps up in Iowa, some different folks that have gotten calls there. But yeah, I don't know how that's determined. That is a good question. Again, it's a promotion thing, trying to promote their brand. I don't know how that works. I mean, I'm not going out and buying soybeans after. And thank you for the award, but.
So what you're saying is, if you would have got a higher brisket score, you might have done pretty good on that Sunday.
So, yes, my brisket score was bad, and it wasn't a bad brisket. I know everybody says that, but yeah, I went back and calculated if I had just my average brisket score between the last 3 years, I would have finished 20th.
Nice.
Wow.
Instead, I finished 109th. So, which 20th still wouldn't have got me anything, but it would have been cool to say I finished 20th. So,
Yeah.
but I guess I was in
Bad
third
table.
place. In third place until the last leg of the race, which was surprising. It was pretty cool. I was happy with it. So, yeah, it'd be cool to see more of those, that type of stuff. What's everybody been doing with not the weather's turned a little bit barbecue related? Doing anything at all?
No.
No.
Clean drums in December, early December, mid December.
When it was still 70.
Ribs, holiday feasts. Prime ribs, brisket, everything else.
Yeah. Brad, you been doing anything at all?
I did a brisket last Sunday. That was good. I'm taking a class next weekend, so that's kind of barbecue related. You said you had a class in Oklahoma. Who'd you take?
Yeah, so I did worked my way through Oklahoma this week, and ended up in Oklahoma City, and I ended up taking Kurt Wallace with Fast and Furious. He's world championship holder. At one time had the highest score in KCBS till it just got beat this last year, I think. But yeah, I've known Kurt for a little while, and I've taken a class every year, but I haven't taken a class that's been combined just one person. Taking classes where there's two different teams joining together to cook. and on just drums. I've taken Joe Pierce's class, but Joe doesn't cook on drums. So I decided I'm like, I want to take a class that just directly they're cooking on drums, so the process is 99.9% the same. Just looking at what relates, and honestly, I went and Kurt is an amazing. His brisket scores are great, and my briskets have not been the greatest the last few years. That's where I think I've gotten in my own head. So I strictly went into it thinking, okay, I need to figure out brisket, and I need to see what he's doing. From a tenderness to everything, flavor profile, whatever. I've lost it myself. So it was good. It was a Friday, prep, injection, all the stuff you do Friday, trimming, and then Saturday, regular timeline, 6 to 2 o'clock. There's probably 10, 15, 20, there's probably about 20, maybe 25, maybe not quite that many there. I won't, some people don't want people to know that they took a class, but there was several people from Kansas City down there, Oklahoma people, people up from Texas, some Iowa, but there's 4 guys from Iowa. There's about 4 guys that were not even comp cooks that were there just to learn some techniques, which is always good. Barbecuing's barbecuing, it's fire management, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, that's a good. Brad, you said you're taking a class next weekend. What are you taking?
Getting basted in Branson.
You're gonna enjoy that. Yeah,
I think he just did good down at Jimmy Jam, didn't he? Was he down there?
He RGC'd it, maybe? No, he didn't RGC it. Darren Worth did, but he was like 3rd.
Yeah, yeah. You're gonna like that. It was Brad and Tim. I guess it's probably been 4 years ago now. I took their class, but yeah, that's good. So I guess that's probably a good time. Talking about it's kind of off season, so to speak. We talk about what are you doing this time of year? What are people doing and everything? So this is typically when most competition classes are.
Yeah.
This is one I've always taken them this time of the year because there's really no comps going on. But and even if it's not a competition class, just a regular, backyard class, because I'm like this weekend coming up, I'm teaching a competition rib class for people, hopefully that will compete in my rib cook-off. And then next month up in Omaha at Nebraska Patio and Landscape store, which they sell barbecue stuff, I'm doing just a regular backyard class, ribs, whole chicken, sides, that kind of stuff. But what do you look for, Michael? I know you don't necessarily do competitions like us fools do, but what do you look for if you're going to take a class? What are you trying to find that makes you want to sign up for it?
It depends, man. We're all comp junkies, right? So, we're looking at who the team is and what they've been, what their kind of pedigree is. But outside of that, man, and those are always great, right? Working the timelines, everything else. I'm gonna take your rib class just because, and I'm home for the weekend. I didn't have anything going on, so the moment you put it out, dude, I signed up like immediately, and I was like, please work, please be my weekend off, right?
Nice.
So, but yeah, man, it's always, you're always picking something up. So, but the one that fluctuates wildly for me is chicken. So, my antennas are, I know I'm taking I can work on my chicken all day long. I can tell you that one. So
yeah. What about you, Bradley? Okay, this is a stupid question. What made you want to take Brad Leininger's class other than he's
I hadn't heard of
the
him.
new goat?
I hadn't heard of him until I signed up, to be honest with you. It was
you're smoking the
I saw a
peyote
post on
again.
Facebook and signed up. No, I'm kind of, I'm sure you saw the post earlier too, and I'm just going to go ahead and say it about the guy that's like, well, I'm not taking a class because I'm not paying for this. Yes, Brad Leininger's class is expensive, but I figure if I pick up 2 tips on me that takes my scores from 15th to a top 5, then it's going to pay for itself over the year. And even
Yep.
still, they always say about barbecue cooks, they're kind of amazed because somebody's like, well, you cook comp all the time. Why are you taking somebody else's class? I'm like, because it's kind of like continuing education in the field of for like doctors, you know. You can always, it always hones your skills. You can always learn something from somebody else. And so, yes, is it expensive? Yes, but so is a Harley. So is everything else. If you're gonna do competition barbecue, you can't nickel and dime and worry about paying for each contest, or you'll never. I told my wife one time, she's like, "Well, what's it pay?" And going on, I'm like, I'm trying to make money, but I'm not gonna. My end goal is not to make money, or I won't cook a contest ever. I mean, that's not the goal.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think you hit it. I think you hit it on the head there, Bradley. I mean, and I did. I had 3 or 4 different people, customers throughout the week. When I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm staying in town. I'm gonna do a class." Like, why are you taking a class? It's and I learned, and I think it depends on what stage you're at in your competition life, so to speak. Early on, and the classes weren't super expensive when I first started, but Bubba's was still the most economical. It was 300 back then. And I think Brad and Tim's class at the time were maybe 500, 600, somewhere in there. So I went Bubba's route. Now, granted, I was new. I had cooked 4 comps, maybe 3. I learned a ton of stuff. I was overwhelmed because I didn't know. And I mean, I hadn't even shadowed anybody or anything, so I didn't know anything. So it was great. I think some people, if you haven't, I know a lot of people say this is my personal thing. Everybody says, "Oh, first thing you should do is take a class." I call BS.
Yep.
There's tons of stuff online now. YouTube, Barbecue League, all kinds of stuff all over the internet you can watch, and you can get a basic idea on how to do a competition without that's free. Then go do a competition, do a couple, because then you figure out all the little, like, oh shit, I didn't realize this, or the timeline piece, or what, Mother Nature throws a loop. That was one big thing that I like about Kurt Wallace's class this weekend. He talked a lot about, he doesn't have a lot of people like, okay, here's my timeline. He doesn't have that. He's like, I know when I start stuff, but everything is dictated and predicated on when I do things is based on what the meat's doing at the time, based on the situation with the weather.
Mhm.
Which is, to me, as I've been doing this longer, is a sign of a cook that really knows what they're doing. They're not worried about what the watch says. They're not worried about what the clock says. They're worried about, what does it look like? What does it feel like? What is it? And those guys are good. I'm not good enough. Some of those guys are good enough. They can tell by what the smoke is coming out of the stack, running their hand over it, what it feels like, and things like that. I went into it the same way. Like I said, I was more interested in brisket, but literally on each meat, I picked up 1 or 2 little, I call them always tips and tricks that I'm probably not going to adapt any of them. Well, I'm not going to. I'm not going to change anything in my current step from my first comp of the year because it's too close. But they're going to be in the back of my head. I'm going to pay attention to that little particular area when I'm cooking chicken, ribs, pork. Okay, what if I did it? What if I had not done this or had done that? What would it have changed? It's going to be in the back of my mind. Just gives you that little thing there.
So, how were the Outlaw Ringo smokers? I noticed that he was cooking on those. Is that what he switched over to now?
Yeah, they arrived earlier this week. First time he's cooked on them. I'm like, hey, I'm doing a class on a brand new smoker. And if anybody knows Kurt's probably cooked on everything under the sun. He has switched so many times. I mean, the majority of his cooking's been on gateways, but he's cooked on Jambo, Hunsakers, gateways. He's cooked on everything out there. But they were neat. I actually saw one at Chris Marks with 3 Little Pigs. I met him at the American Royal. He had one over there. And I got to see it the first time. They're pretty cool. They're unique. I mean, they got a lot of best of worlds from Gateway and Hunsaker, in my opinion. There's got easy wheels, easy to move around. You can fit a full pan on those.
Oh wow!
You can't do that on a Hunsaker or a Gateway, just due to the octagon shape or whatever. They look like they're built like tanks, probably like any other outlaw that's made. They would
they
need
have a foot thing that opens. They have a foot pedal that opens the lid. I thought that part's kind of cool.
That was cool as heck. So you can lean forward instead of having to do this and whatever. You push your foot on a pedal right in the front, and it lifts up the hinge, slides it up. And it's not up all the way, but it's kind of cracked enough where you could either put a pan in or pull a pan out, and you keep your foot on that pedal, so it's not going to go anywhere. So literally, it's truly handless.
That's cool.
It's literally taken Mark Hunsaker's floating hinge to the next level. I feel when I saw that, I'm like, damn, can Mark incorporate that into the Hunsaker? I don't know how. I don't see it the way it is, but you guys all know Mark like I do. He'll probably figure out a way to figure out something, Hell, there's probably a patent on this one anyways, but no, they were cool looking. I really enjoyed watching how they ran. They seemed to run pretty smooth. I didn't see any issues with temp where the exhaust where the inlets are and stuff like that. No, they were pretty cool looking. I thought
are they a
were
snorkel kind of like a Gateway, or are they?
Yeah, they've got it's snug up against up right next to the it's not the body of the smoker, so to speak. Yeah. Yep. So, no, they were cool looking. But yeah, he says that's what he's going to cook on. So, and he had his new porch trailer there. He finished that out. Him and his guy. Oh God, what's his guy that cooks with him? Helps him out. Can't remember his name now. It's the first time I met him. But anyways, I got to see the inside of that thing. It's pretty freaking impressive what they built out in there. He's got a 72-inch TV in there. There ain't a place to sleep in this thing. This is just for cooking in. He's got the central vac deal. So like you got crap on the floor, you sweep it up, and down below, right at the floor, it opens up, and everything get vacuumed up into that.
That's cool.
It's just, but it's a pretty slick, pretty sweet setup. So yeah, I win Powerball. I guess that's what I'll get, something like that. So. But,
or if you win the BWC in Vegas.
That's it.
Yeah. There you go. But no, what about you, Brian? Class wise, what do you think makes a good class?
Personally, for me, it's when I get a shig at competitions is a great class. I mean, this guy Kevin lets me learn everything.
So what's happened? You've seen how much? What's happened to you?
Not sure I would claim that, Kevin.
Literally, see, I'm the guy that'll change flavors up all the time for each year. So if I take a class, I'm not going for your flavor profile or anything. I'm going to learn more the cook, the technique, I'll go timeline, but not so much timeline. Like if I pull my brisket at this temp, why did it do this or this? So I go to classes to learn the actual technique that they use to see how that's different from what I do and kind of see if we can implement some of those.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just me. I mean, I did the RCOA and I was like, oh, I'm going to add a lot more heat to my rib stuff. Yeah. The judges were like 80 years old.
But you learned that from Kevin.
But, whatever.
I didn't teach him that.
No, that's what I'm saying.
You never add
I'll
that
change
much
my
heat to
profile. I don't
competition.
care. So I don't do a class for the flavor profiles. I do it for all their techniques. That's
You
what I
fought
like.
with a bunch of old people and you thought, let's add spice to it.
Why not? You
You're
never know.
never doing any comp. I don't care what you're cooking.
Or old people. Old people don't like spice.
It's always good. It's always good to walk away and like you ever go back and you look at the notes, you remember the class and what you picked up, right? And then you go back and you looked at notes. Well, my wife's digging through the closet and she's like, "What about this? I'm going to get rid of all this." I go, "Hold on, let me see what this is." I'm like, "Oh, wait a second, man. These are notes. You can't get rid of this. This is the good stuff, right?" You go back and you're flipping through it, man, just to look back on to see what you replied and take away. You're like, "Yeah, I forgot about that," So
Well,
that's why we always gotta stay up on it, man.
mm-hmm. You're right. I mean, they've so here's something to think about. So think about it this way, and I'll give a couple of examples. Talk about some stuff that maybe I don't know. A lot of people they pay to take a class because it's not cheap. But I'm not going to give that away to There's always somebody. Hey, will you give me the notes for that class? Well, I just decided to spend $400, $600, $800 on this class, and you want me to give it to you for free? I mean, I'm all about helping people, but really, and honestly, you're depending on how good your notes are. But if you weren't there to see, it's not like I did a word for word note to understand. I mean, even today I was reviewing some stuff because I'm preparing for St. John Vianney comp I'm doing at the end of the month in Omaha, and I'm wanting to incorporate some of the techniques for brisket. I was reviewing notes and I'm like, okay, I remember what I did and made notes off to the side. But if I just turn around and hand it to each of you guys, it's not the full story, it is what it is. Taking the class. And yes, I did see the post, Brad, that you're talking about. And usually I'm pretty quiet. I stay out of the fights on stuff, but I fired back because it was an idiotic stupidity remark that didn't need to be made. I mean, it's just
about to, and I'm like, Kevin handled it. I'll just stay quiet.
I mean, the negativity wasn't necessary, but so it's you got to paint the whole picture. You got to understand the whole story. The how it starts, what goes through. When I do, what I like about I keep jumping around here, and I know I'm babbling here. My theory on classes, look at it right now. I mean, Brad's kind of the king, especially on drums, cans. He's been successful for years. It was the premium class everybody wanted to take and did take was, Brad and Tim, and now it's just Brad because Tim doesn't really cook as much, even though he could walk out here and 180 everything if he needed to. But those guys were it. How many of these other classes that are out there, if you've taken, I'm willing to bet I've taken more classes than you guys combined. Don't add up how much it costs because that's just stupid. We won't do that. But they're all different versions of Brad and Tim's. They're all, you take a class, just what we've all said, and you go and you find what works and how it fits into your program. If you're doing it correctly, if you just go and strictly take straight up, you're not. I mean, it's just not the way to go. But for instance, this weekend, I'm doing ribs only this weekend for the rib class. And it is a combination of probably about 3 different classes, little techniques, but I've been cooking for, I guess this is 10 years for me. But really it's probably because ribs I've been successful the last 3 to 4 years, or my rib game really stepped up. Is a combination. All the techniques I've taken, I've learned by myself, classes I've taken, and little pieces, but all of them funnel up. They funnel down. It's kind of like the coaching tree in the NFL. They all funnel down from there, and different people that little techniques. Is my theory with it and the way it looks at. I happen to have notes. This was when I was early on, brand new, first season. I didn't even know classes were a thing. And somebody gave me their notes. They took Brad and Tim's class. And this was before Brad came out with all the Blues Hog rubs and sauces, all the stuff. So I have all those notes, very detailed, on injections, rubs, seasonings, sauces, all that stuff that were used, and all the steps. I also have then I took when I was teammates with Josh Blevins, he took Brad and Tim's class in St. Louis. He took detailed notes, gave them to me to fill in the blanks because he said he couldn't keep up. I took the same class about 2 weeks later in Kansas City, filled in the blanks, tweaked some things. Some things were taught totally differently 2 weeks later, but that's how kind of barbecue goes. And then I know somebody that took the class here in the last few years. The steps, for the most part, the 90% of it are the exact same. The exact same. The interesting piece that I noticed is the one before Tim came out and with all of his Blues Hogs rubs and all that stuff, the rubs and sauces that were used. They're other people's rubs and sauces. And I look at them and I look what was used after that. Now I see, oh yeah, I always thought that tasted like that. I always thought that tasted like that. You know, it was mimicking that or fine tuning that to make that a better flavor. But these are just classes. They slowly morph over time until they change. Kurt's class, bunch of the techniques are exactly, he cooks with Brad all the time. They cook together a lot. A lot of them are the same techniques and processes and stuff like that. So, so anyways, that's my.
Well, hey, let's take a quick break so we can shout out our sponsor.
Addicted to the Q would like to shout out our sponsors. King Louie Meat Apostles Barbecue Rubs. The Good Charcoal Company. 3 ingredients, clean burning. Tillman's Real Pit Barbecue, sauces and rubs. Hunsaker Smokers, the best drums on the market. Warhorse Trading Thermometers. And finally, Butcher Barbecue, with all their supplies.
And we're back. I'm so good at this. So, we're talking barbecue. Let's bring up what we have to deal with for, I think, the next month now is all playoffs. So let's get into some sides and appetizers for these football games, tailgate-wise. What do you guys like to cook?
Well, so do you guys, the Kansas Chief fans, do you guys actually watch football when your team's not in the playoffs?
Yeah.
You do? Oh, okay.
I've been a Chiefs fan since the 90s. I've had a lot of years.
Well, I mean, I know Brian already lives in Kansas where the Chiefs are now.
I'm wearing the new jersey right now.
Oh, they'll be back in playoffs. We know that.
I called it last year. I said if they didn't get the three-peat, they weren't going to be back for a while. The way they were offloading, the way they were backloading contracts and everything.
Dude, I said that when they hired Matt Nagy that they weren't going back.
I call bullshit. All you Chiefs fans are armchair quarterbacks. You're so full of it. You all thought you were going to continue to go and
whatever. Aaron Rodgers.
Whose team is in the playoffs? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Until tomorrow night.
Well, yeah, until about first quarter, and then we'll be done.
I hope the Steelers beat Houston. As much as I like Houston, I just hope the Steelers beat them because I like the Steelers more.
Yeah, well, Aaron Rodgers is going to
honestly, I
for his life.
Yeah.
If I I'd probably pick Bears.
You guys are going to have problems next year. You won't be in the playoffs. Mahomes won't be back for at least a handful of games.
Kelsey's probably retiring.
Oh, he should. Noah Gray is a much better tight end. He should have been in there all the time.
Rashee Rice just came out with domestic violence accusations. So
again,
it's okay if he runs into people, steals a car and runs into people or whatever. Yeah. But yeah,
he'll be gone if that's the case.
You guys are known for that.
I don't know.
Grand Theft Auto's fine, but don't you beat somebody? Don't you beat a woman up? Nope.
Right.
Yeah, pretty bad. I don't know how that's going to shake out, but I can tell you what I've been. Cooked a lot of prime rib over the holiday. And what do you do with leftover prime rib if there is any? Dude, I got those Hawaiian rolls. And then I use that Dick's Wild horseradish. You guys use that? It's like a Missouri-based horseradish. And if you get the good horseradish, it's froze, right? And if you keep it frozen, you keep it in the freezer, it is hot, like nasal napalm, like lights you up like a Christmas tree hot. So yeah, I'm gonna get down on some prime rib sliders, do that horseradish on top of them, some pickled onions. I don't know what kind of cheese will be on there, but smoked queso's always up there.
Yeah.
Beer tacos. I always end up doing a ham or something, man. I mean, it's just wave after wave, So
yeah. Brian, you're kind of the king of freaking side stuff. What do you
I am.
what do you got envisioned for the for the games and stuff?
I had a bad run last year with egg rolls on the smoker.
I remember
so
that.
I'm going to run those back again and see if I can do it again with no blowouts, no jack up things. I'm like, what if I do this and that to change it? What did I do to mess it up? I had 3 different rounds for the Super Bowl and I messed them all up. So I'm running it back, trying to do it again.
I don't remember you doing those. Did you try to fry them or were you just trying to cook them?
Just on the smoker.
Really?
And I ran them to my neighbors. But I mean, I was running the smoker 450 degrees going, there's no way that these won't work. So I don't know. I'm thinking about frying them this time, just throwing them in grease, the old fashioned way. And that way,
well, because I picture egg roll, I want like a light, crisp bite.
Yeah.
And I don't know how else to do that without grease. I mean, baking's one thing, but I don't know if you can get that when the wonton's thin.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I did air fryer, jacked it up, and I had the smoker running because that was my original thought was try it in the smoker. And I air fried, and half of those just jacked up. I'm just buying oil this year. I'm going to do barbecue pulled pork with some sauce and the creamy coleslaw, wrap it all up, and that's like what I want, a New York style, not New York, East Coast, Carolina style pulled pork sandwich, but in an egg roll.
Sounds good.
That sounds real good.
I'm going to try it again.
Something I like, Michael, you mentioned the birria tacos. I freaking love making those, man. I love making them on the flat top when I can, just because you got a bigger space to do it and everything. But I've even done them just on the stove in the house. Get a bigger pan and dip it. It's getting that. You get that good au jus and everything, and man, those things are just phenomenal.
Delicious, man. I can just drink that stuff by the cup.
Yeah.
Good, man.
So the first time I ever had birria was it was a long time ago. It was my sister-in-law's dad. They're from Mexico, and when he was there when I would visit my brother and sister-in-law, I think they were in Phoenix at the time. He just served it to us in a cup. The meat in the cup with that shit. It was like I'm like, supposed to drink this? He goes, no, and he just with a fork, it wasn't even on a taco. We just ate it out of the cup like a soup, eat the meat, and then drank the juice, and it was, then you put it on a tortilla shell, a little bit of cheese, crisp that up.
Get right on.
Nice.
I've flagged so many different little appetizer recipes on TikTok and Facebook reels that I gotta start trying some of them.
I do the same thing.
There was one I did last year. I can't remember when I did this, but it was a poor man's lobster roll. And I brought it up because Michael, you mentioned the Hawaiian rolls. So you take the little Hawaiian rolls, and you do it with shrimp. So you take shrimp and you dice it up in the small. I have to look the recipe is really simple. I can't remember what it was. Basically, you dice up the shrimp so they're in pieces and parts, and it's a lobster roll flavoring. Put that off to the side after you cook them. But the Hawaiian rolls, you just kind of toast each side with some good butter, and then slice it and put that in the middle. I swear it tasted like a little lobster roll. It was great. I'll have to send that to you, Michael. It was awesome.
Yeah,
Sweet.
that
We
sounds
did,
good.
for New Year's, we did the Hawaiian roll where you core the center out and you stuff it with meatballs.
I've seen that.
Yeah,
It
we
looks
just
really
did that
good.
for New Year's. It was phenomenal.
Yeah, yeah. I did a few things with some what's the brie cheese? I love brie.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
it comes in a little disc. I did a few little things around Christmas for that, little appetizer things that they're fun to do. So, um,
I'm just getting over a big enchilada kick. So like all around leading up to the holiday, after other than the big meats, was enchiladas, and doing a whole pan of those, then throwing those guys on the smoker, and
Oh yeah.
they get lynched. They lynch. I lynch a quarter pan for. You know, I got to leave my mark. You know, make sure
Yeah.
this is quality. You know,
Sure, it's
so,
decent.
yeah, exactly. I don't want to kill everybody right out of the gate. So.
Yeah.
so curious,
yeah.
Michael, with something like that, and this is great because obviously I've always said the flavors on your seasonings are just they're unique. They're always amazing. What do you use on your enchiladas from your seasoning line? What is your go-to or a combination?
If it depends on what you're doing. Chicken, I'll kind of, I kind of do sweet. Chicken and pork, you can kind of do sweet. You can do savory. That you butter clucker, that butter garlic, movie theater butter, made love to, a jalapeno and gave birth to a clove of garlic. Right, it's a winner.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong with it, and those are pretty good. But man, honestly, it depends, man. My favorite is lengua. Get down on some tongue enchiladas, and
Really?
I can't.
yes, man. They're absolutely delicious. And what I'll do is I'll use King's Blend U butter clucker, which is the savory side.
Yeah.
And then I'll do hot apple pie in there with the vegetables, and honestly, I've gotten to where I'm cheating. I'm doing Instapot tongue and setting it in there and then just chopping it up and then putting it all in the smoker and putting it in the super smoke. Or if I'm on a drum, I'll keep it low, but if I'm on the rec tech, man, I'll just blast it on super smoke mode and let it sit in there for 2 hours to pick up everything I want it to, and then cook it. It's over with. So, but yeah,
I've never had tongue or tried to cook it. I wouldn't be opposed to trying it, but I know I'd be the only one that would in my household. So, but yeah,
Yep.
that's interesting. I've heard that about tongue that's good if it's cooked right.
Oh, it's delicious, man. So but most of the time for like that's like my guilty. But if for what we're catering or something like that, like we did venison during hunting season, and kids, it's beef. They don't know any different, right? So they get by all of that. But chicken and steak, prime rib, whatever we got is leftovers definitely going in it. And if it's not that, man, dude, brisket's hard to beat, man. Brisket enchiladas, dude, with just jalapeno poppers, wrap all that stuff in there, do your poppers too, chop those up, put it in there with the brisket, wrap it up with the cheese, put your sauce on it. Dang, I'm hungry, boys.
I was just
Hard to do these things, and I need a drink and a taco.
I was full, but now I want to go eat, and it's almost 9:00.
Sounds yummy. Sounds great. So is everyone having a good New Year so far? Or is it all kicking off right for everybody? I mean, except for Brad, because turkey smoke's no longer around anymore.
So, I don't know what I'm going to do with my time now. There goes practicing turkey. No, the worst part of it came right before Thanksgiving. So guess who asked me to cook all of the turkeys for Thanksgiving?
That's hilarious. That is hilarious. Well, and you got third place at the last one they sponsored?
The Royal. Yeah.
The Royal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a heck of a walk, man. That's an amazing.
Yeah.
That's a great
way to
walk.
go out with turkey smoke.
They're on the stage, so.
I always say anytime you walk the stage, especially at your first Royal's, insane anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, there's people that have been to the Royal 5 or 10 years and never walked that stage. So
Yeah. Kind of going back to the class thing we were talking about earlier, just because Michael mentioned he was going to come, and I think Brian's going to try and make it as well if he gets the gate pass from the wife. But what I was amazed at, because the only reason I decided to throw that competition rib class is because I'm trying to encourage members from the VFW, from the post, to learn how to cook, because I want them to cook in this rib cook-off, because it's a fundraiser for the Veterans Relief Fund. So I'm like, okay, I'm probably going to have 5 or 6 guys from the post come to this, and then I'll need to supplement to might as well put it out there. I had no idea. Of course, I had a few people make comments that I charged too little, but in the end, should I have charged more? Yeah, for my time. But I mean, $50, but I mean, I was sold out in 12 hours. I had the space filled up. I was like, oh, wow. And but it just shows. I mean, and it's all, there's a few people I don't know. But there's 3 guys coming down from Nebraska. I think there's somebody, where's my list? Where in the world's my list? I was just amazed. So yeah, I got 3 guys from Nebraska. Obviously, Michael's coming in from his area. I got somebody coming from Illinois.
Right on. That's cool.
Yeah, I really out of that. So I've got 18 people going to be there, and really there's only 3, 4, 5 people that have never done competitions before. So yeah, that's cool. I mean, there's a couple guys from the post. If we get a few more come in, that's fine. I think we can have up to fit 20 people in there, but I just think that's cool. That I was really couldn't believe that it sold out that quickly, and yeah, I'm gonna do it just because I know those people don't have trash cans like we do, or or whatever. So I'm gonna bring one of my pellet cookers. I'm gonna have the drum there. I'm gonna show the how you can cook them on both. And what'll be interesting is see the different results. And now I will say I'm not going to bring. I'll probably actually bring my. I'll bring my bullseye is what I'll bring, which is, obviously pretty good cooker. But what will be interesting is the difference is, I mean, you guys, I know Brian knows and Brad knows, but I use a water pan on the drum when I cook ribs. I'm not going to have that in a Rectech, So just me, I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, and I've cooked ribs on the Rectech, not for comp, but I'm like, it's going to be interesting how they, how they come out, just to see that as well. But I'm going to do, I mean, the one thing that I believe in these classes, I don't care if you're doing, and Brian's done a ton with me. I want people to come in and be able to learn and absorb what's going on. I don't want them to have to worry about writing down a recipe, writing down a timeline. How many cups of that is that? What is that? Come in, here you go. This is the recipe for everything. Here's my timeline. Now, make notes on there to what you think is important to you as the process, because that's the magic. That's the things that happen. And when it comes to comp, that's what you're doing on that cutting board in the last 10, 15 minutes that makes a difference, whether you have a shot at getting a call or you don't. Either you're fixing something you screwed up, or you're trying not to screw something up that you cooked well. So those are that's what when I do the comps. And even when, Brian and I have done backyards together, I've done backyard. I want people just to come take the recipe home, but, want them to, if you think about all the collective knowledge that we have from the cooking we've done over the years on this call, there's things that we take for granted when we talk about fire management, or, hey, this is how I fixed this because I drank too many beers and I wasn't paying attention and it overcooked and whatever, even at home, that we can help, people that don't do this stuff all the time. They cook, but they've been doing it the way they've done forever. They're still doing 3-2-1 ribs or something stupid like that, So.
I always tell people I know how to fix it because I've messed it up the wrong way about every single way there is to do it, so I know how to fix it.
Yep.
If you haven't messed it up, you haven't cooked enough.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
Including slicing your finger the day before a high school class, right, Michael?
Now, easy now. I thought this was all above board now, Bradley. Jeez Louise, what's going on here, bum?
If you
Allegedly.
don't-
That was alleged, right?
If you don't have scars, you're not trying hard enough.
Cuts get calls.
That was a little
Yeah.
more than a scar. That one there was a little bit of a bite. So
Yeah. I've been there. Stopped at the emergency room on the way home from a comp before.
Yep.
how many sandwiches did we end up cranking out for those kids?
Oh,
there we
God. I
go.
think
A
we
boatload,
had
man.
9 full subs, like 9 or 12, like of the dollar French loaf or whatever at Walmart. It was like 9 or 12. I think it was 12.
Did we do tri-tip or brisket? I don't even remember.
Tri-tip.
what
We
we
tried
cooked.
to.
Did
We
we?
did try
Oh,
to.
it's good.
You guys serve tri-tip to high school kids? Damn. Where was I?
Oh, he sliced it up thin, threw it on sandwich, and
It was delish.
it was good.
My mouth is watering now. I love tri-tip. That's my favorite
That's
cut.
my favorite thing to do, make tri-tip sandwich,
Really?
which is like Delmonico.
I go to the Picanha way, but I'm not gonna hate on a tri-tip either.
No. We ought to get them together again and do something like that again.
Yeah, we haven't talked about that, so we need to move probably rather quickly to look at dates, times, and send some invitations out and see see if we want to do it in Columbia again or wherever we're going to do it. But yeah, we probably ought to move kind of quick on that one.
I think that's one that we need to prep more in advance than what we're doing right now, because I think the 4-H stuff's getting ready to kick back in for the high schools.
Yeah, 100%. And they wanted to cook. And Chuck did a fantastic job, cooking towards timelines and things of that nature, which is great. But I think it'd be also good if we, broke out at least one protein and did a how-to before we send them back to, So that way they can kind of see everything in a mini class session versus
That's what I was
role
thinking.
play.
That's what I was thinking. And another one would be more of a class, not let them just go full on themselves, but that they have more of a class on it.
Yeah.
We show them how it's cooked and what it's supposed to be more of at the end. I don't know.
It was really neat though, and there was a ton of kids. So looking forward to however it shakes out. It'll be another good one for sure.
Oh yeah.
And it slips my mind. I don't know what their proteins are. I haven't looked at. I think that
Yeah, I don't know what they are this year.
lollipops are in there, but I don't know. I don't know what the other.
Ribs, lollipop, steak, cake, beans. And I don't know what the other one was.
I should know.
Grilled cheese.
Oh, I remember when they added the grilled cheese. That's an interesting one. I love playing around making different types of grilled cheeses.
We judged that last year, and there were some crazy good sandwiches, man. There was we were shocked on what some of those kids were trying to crank out. It was pretty good stuff. So
where are they going to hold Worlds at this year?
I don't know. Unfortunately, my memory fails me, but I'm unsure. Brad, do you know?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I was trying to look it up actually, and I can't see.
I want to say Texas for some reason, but I know I'm probably wrong.
Yeah, I know when it was down south in Hutto, it was rather warm. So it's like 125 on that parking lot. It was getting it.
Well, yeah, because it's like early June when they have it. It was here in town last year, and something came up. I can't remember what it was, but I ended up not being able to go make it. So
I know I saw golf there. I spent most of the day up there, out in Gardner.
that's right. It was Gardner, because originally it was supposed to be at the Great Wolf Lodge, and then they moved it. So
yeah, it turned out well for them having to be nimble and make changes and things of that nature. Yeah, I think they did a fantastic job. So I'm excited to see where this other one's where we're at this year. And it's crazy. It's taken off everywhere.
Yep, it is.
It's exploding, which is great.
Yeah, I still don't really have, like, in Kansas City, blows me away. There's no teams in Kansas City.
I tried like hell to get my school to do it, and they won't do it. So,
heck, I had a fraternity brother who was the principal of freaking Staley High School, one of the high schools north of the river, and no interest. I'm like, I'll come up there and do it. No interest. So
I said I'd help run it. Just give me some kids to do it. Nope.
Yeah, it was interesting. We were kind of blessed in our neck of the woods, and there was a lot of interest. And for a small 1A school in Missouri, Westran, they did really well. And I think this will be their third year kind of out of the gate. So they've got a ton of people that are returning, and they've had 2 teams. I know Chuck down in Osceola, he's had like 4 or 5 or sometimes 6. They got a lot of kids down there, and they've got a really good program. So,
well, one of the rural, outside of the bigger cities, they have the ag programs and stuff like that, which kind of lends to it. We lost I could still call it industrial arts because that's what it was when I was in school. We lost all that stuff, after I was gone. There's no more shop and all that kind of stuff anymore.
Nothing.
Looks like it is held in Colony, Texas this year.
Texas.
June 7th to 10th. We're going to look that up because I have no clue where in the world.
Just outside Dallas-Fort Worth.
I figured it had to be a suburb of one of the. Oh, it's it's not outside of it. It's smack dab. It's basically, it's on the north side there, near Flower Mound and Carrollton and stuff north of there. So
I won't be going down to that. Not in June.
Well, if I'm down there for work, stop on by. So
I'll probably I have a tendency to make that one, so we'll see what the schedule looks like, but we'll circle that date for sure.
Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, there's actually the weekend before Worlds for Steak Cook-Off, there's a rib cook-off event in Denton, which is north in that same area. I think it's only $125 to enter, if I remember, for rib, which is standard for rib cook-off. But payout is $1,000 for each place, 1st through 10th.
Saw that too.
And I'm just like, what? So I'm tempted. I'm like, okay. I'll fly down for work that Friday before and have somebody bring an extra. Actually, there was a guy that was in the class we were talking about. He's a big rib cook-off guy. And he's like, I got an extra Hunsaker. I'll throw up my trailer for you if you want. I'm like, I just need, as long as I can cook under somebody's easy up and give me a table. That's all I care about. So I'm like, do that. And then I'll stay for the week and work and fly back home, pull a Brad. I mean, not having to clean anything up, but I'm like, damn, that's pretty impressive, So
that's just. I think Justin West is putting that one on.
I think
is it? Yeah, I don't know.
Being held at Buc-ee's down there.
Any what?
Is it being held at Buc-ee's?
Oh, I don't know. You know how many times I was in Texas this year and I still haven't been to a Buc-ee's?
Dang.
What?
I've given my guys so much crap. I go, why haven't we stopped at a Buc-ee's? And they're like, we don't want to deal with the traffic.
You don't want to see 286 gas pumps.
Yeah, that's all right. It'll be you guys will be able to see it when you go to a Chiefs game here soon. It'll be right next door to the Chiefs stadium.
Yep.
So
yeah.
I'm gonna start calling you guys the Kansas Jayhawk Chiefs.
That's no. I'm good with everything else. Just no shout. That's fighting words to a Mizzou fan.
That's hilarious.
I'm biting my tongue.
And just for the record, because I literally have now had 4 people ask me from last week through the weekend. I've heard nothing on the Royal. Actually, I haven't had any contact with who I am with that runs it, the barbecue section. I'm trying to get a hold of her because I want to bounce some ideas off of her for the Royal this next year. But I have not heard anything on rumblings on dates or anything. So I believe there was a lot of feedback this year on the survey when they sent the survey out. So
Not good feedback.
Whether that's able to be bubbled up to the appropriate, because Casey, poor woman, she does a great job, but she's a one man. I mean, everybody else is volunteers. She's have to do everything, and I felt bad for her at times, but trying to keep up with stuff. Everybody think there's 30 freaking people in the barbecue department. No, it's a charitable organization. That's what people on it. They got a lot of stuff going on, So, and she's not the one who dictates when the date is. So, So I think she's kind of beholden to that. But I'm gonna see if I can make contact with her this week while I'm in town and just kind of see where things are at with that. I did speak to Mark Hunsaker about helping with smokers for international teams in a little bit different way than he does for the Jack, but somewhat similar. Because right now, I mean, teams, unless they know somebody, in fact, there was an international team from Canada at the class I took. We remembered each other, but they're like, "We're on the list. We need smokers." I'm like, "Who's got those bullets?" And a bullet's a good cooker, but if you're trying to win the Royal, I hate to tell you, it's going to be pretty tough to get a call on one of those things, So Mark's willing to do something and get him at a decent price to the Royal, and then they just have him each year. That would be pretty cool, I think, for the international teams.
Yeah.
So see what we can do there. I hope we move the date up earlier, much earlier.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Me too.
I mean, waking up from 60 degrees to 17 the next day was a bit chilly.
It was a wild swing this year for sure.
Yeah. And so I know Brian knows, but I don't know Brian. So I'm dumb. I'm from Omaha, Nebraska. I know how cold it is at the end of January in Omaha, Nebraska. I grew up there. I'm cooking the St. John Vianney KCBS comp at the end of the month in Omaha. So let's I'll deal with the cold. I just hope there's no ice and no snow. And mainly for the drive up and back is what I'm hoping. So, and then the other piece, because it always is, it's the 40-mile-an-hour wind gust that you get that time of the year. So, yeah,
And
it'll be.
Nebraska strikes me as one that Nebraska's always windy, isn't it? Too kind of up there where it's like
it can be. I mean, it can be. It just that time of the year, when a storm blows in, you get the wind ahead of it, type of deal. So it's just more. It's 2.5, 3 hours north of me, but it can get. It's that much of a difference. I mean, where we won't get any, Highway 36 St. Joe, that's kind of the dividing line with the weather in Missouri, it seems like, at least up north. But yeah, Omaha, man, there 1 year, 2 year. Yeah, last year was decent, I think, but the year before, I think, I remember Joel Fleetwood talking about it, or Greg Hasty. They woke up and there's like 3 inches of snow on everything. So, which, isn't the end of the world, but when you got to pull a trailer out of that stuff and then drive home, that's the worry. So one of my brothers, I asked if somebody helped me. One of my brothers said, "No, you're dumb." The other brother said yes, but I really don't think he knows what he's in for. Try to see if Cricket will come help me. At least he understands barbecue. He'd know what if I pointed at something. He's going to be up there for his son's football camp, but that'll be good. There's like 34 teams, a bunch from Kansas City as usual, several from Iowa and stuff. So it'll be a typical bunch of big names in there. So I'll hopefully have my A game on, and fingers crossed. It's actually held at the Catholic church I grew up going to. Had my first communion there, and my confirmation. So let's hope there's some mojo. Back when I was a good kid. maybe I'll get lucky and get my first GC. We'll see. I don't know.
Hope so. I hope so.
Yeah. So
well,
we
boys,
run pretty late.
Yeah, we better
great,
call it.
great first episode for our grand opening.
Nice little start to 2026.
It is.
Yeah.
We've got our next episode. We should have a special guest on. I'm not going to announce the name just in case it doesn't work out, but we should have a special guest with us next time.
Awesome.
And we don't mean Bradley isn't special.
I'm always special. What are you
Bradley
talking
is
about?
special, though. Well, guys, it's always a pleasure. Thank you. Thank you to everybody out in the world. As my daughter's cup says, beef amazing.
Oh, my God.
That's awesome. I love it.
I know I stole it.
All right. Have a good one.
We'll see everybody here and on the next episode.
Later, guys. See you this weekend, Michael. Bye.
See you guys.